Hey guys, welcome back. Mitch here. Thank you for joining me again on this next episode of this little race car build we have going on here with our Hyundai XL. Now, in the previous episode, we finished off by patching up these holes down here, which I still have to sand back, but unfortunately it's just been a bit too wet, and I think I'm just going to take it outside and sand it out there because it just got so dusty inside the garage when I did it last time. So what I'm going to do is I'll take it out on the grass and I'll sand it back. But again, it's just been a little bit too wet, a bit rainy today to get that done. So I'm going to push ahead and figure out our situation with our doors, because I need a way of opening up the door once I finish driving the car, obviously, and I'm inside. So I can't just keep reaching outside the door to open it up from the outside. So I've come up with a way I think that will work, and it involves using this stuff here. So I've just got some M5 by 15mm bolts, which I'll be using the same kind of things for our door panels, which will be probably the next episode. Some red nylon strapping, which I got from Bunnings, which was about $6. I don't know how many meters, I think it was about 50 meters of it. Some galvanized wire rope. It's a PVC coated wire rope, 2mm, 10 meters of it. I won't be using all 10 meters of it, but I've tested it out and it should be absolutely perfect for what we want to use it for. 3.2mm swages, which then the wire rope will fit through the swage, which I'll show you a bit later on. Just a carabiner clip. Now I've only got one here because the other one is already inside the other car. I put in there to test fit and I just haven't taken it out yet. And we've got some riv nuts, some M5 riv nuts that we'll be using to secure parts of this. We'll also be using these for the door panels when we get around to those. So I could have gone to a stock standard handle and opened it up that way from down here, but the handles I had were either missing, broken, or the wire that ran from the handle, which was here, down here into the latch down there, was either broken, bent, or just came on the other side. I think it was missing. So I'm going to use this PVC wire rope down here to run it from the latch in there up to our pull tab, which I'm pretty sure will go just there, and then we'll be able to open the door. So without further ado, let's get into this, because it is now about 8 o'clock at night and everyone else is asleep, and I've got a bit of free time just to get this done, so I want to get it done as quickly as possible and get to bed. Let's do it. So the first step is locating the little hole on your on the latch you need access. Now I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's a little piece that sticks up. It's probably really hard, but if you are going to do this to your car, whereas if it's still there, should be a little yellow piece that sticks into it. Obviously this part goes into the hole, and then the wire would attach to that part right there. All right. All you do is just get a pair of needle nose pliers or long nose pliers and just push on this part, and it'll just pop straight out. And then your carabiner clip will then join up to the part sticking up. So when I get the carabiner clip on it, you'll actually see which part I'm talking about. So I'll do that now, and it'll make a little bit more sense to what I mean. Okay, so the carabiner clips we're going to use for this are just ones. They're from Bunnings. I think they're about $4 or $5 each. But the beautiful thing is that on them, once you push down on this tab right here and get it in the hole, if you slide this little rubber thing just back, like so, you will actually lock that in place, so you can't actually push down and open that loop up. So you kind of got to get it so you can have it far enough forward so it doesn't slip off, like so you can get it in the loop or in the hole that you're going to put it in, and then you've got to be able to slide it back. And they're actually, I think they're rated for, I think 10 kilos of pressure. Yeah, look. It's got an S binder, yeah, 4.5 kilos, 10 pounds. So Nice and strong, good enough for what we need, because I'm not going to be absolutely just destroying this thing. And if it does break, we can just pull it straight out and then just put a new one in there. So I'll show you what we're going to do. Before we actually connect this up to the door, I want to make our first loop of the wire rope with the swages, and then I'll hook that up, and then I'll put it into the car, just to make it a little bit easier for what we're trying to do. All right, so swage tool, very important for this, because we've got our little swages here, and when you put it on the wire, you'll stick it in there. Okay, clamp it up. It'll actually clamp down nice and strongly on the cable. For the moment, we're just going to get the first loop done. So all we're doing is just getting a little swage, like so. It's just, the carabiner is just hooked onto that little, I don't know if it's hard to see, that little latch right there. So when you pull it, let's see if I can get this light to shine up there. This might be the best we got. Pulls tight, just opens up like that. So now we've got it here. It actually, the cable actually sits, there's a little white clip where the wire used to sit in. It sits in there, and it'll come up here, and I've got two marks. I've got a mark there, and another mark just here, marked out. And what we're gonna do is this nylon strap is, I'm gonna run a piece across there like that. The pull tab will then come out this way and pull tight that way and come out from the door out there. So the goal is to get it as close as possible like that. So when you pull it, it just pulls straight out. I had to move this down as low as possible. I might even move it down a hair more, just so we can get the wire nice and straight. Obviously it's going to pull along there, which is kind of good, because once it's nice and tight, it won't just pull back and have a bunch of slack in the line. So I'll drill these holes, I'll put the riv nuts in, and then we'll get to putting in our strap along there, because then we can always just feed the next strap underneath it when we go to pull it out. So I'll drill these holes, get the rivet nuts in, and we'll get to putting that strap on. Right, so we've got our 2 holes drilled here, 7mm holes for an M5 rivet nut. So if you haven't used rivet nuts before, they're absolutely brilliant things. They make life so much easier for hard to reach places if you don't want to try and reach your hand up there and put a nut in there behind a bolt or something. So literally just put this in this rivet nut tool, nutsert tool, squash it together. It then crimps it against the piece that you're trying to bolt into or bolt something to, and then you unwind it, and then that's in. So that's in, and then you just put your bolts or screws or whatever straight into the rivet nut when it's squished up. So literally you just put it in like so, just grab it, make sure it's nice and flush against there, hold it tight, pull it, it's in, unwind, done. I'll do the next one, and then we can get a strap across there. So once I put the next one in, the strap will then run directly through there, and then there'll be a piece holding it nice and tight across there. So we'll get this next rivet nut in, and then we can get this strap organized. So I'll probably just fold one end over like so, give it a bit more strength at the anchor points, and then it'll pull against there. So get this in and we'll get to the next part. Done. All right, so what I've done is I've just got a piece of this webbing strap here. It's just one side along the actual metal, and I've just folded it over and just run 2 5mm screws through there with a washer on it, so it holds it nice and sturdy. And I also, when I put the screws through, I just got a bit of a lighter too, and I just singed the back of it just to tighten up all the frayed webbing, so it won't tear too easily. And what we get is that if I just undo this bottom one really quick, like that, undo the top one. If I feed that through like so, I can then have the strap tied to a piece of wire here, and then pull the thing. Now obviously that will not turn because I'll do those screws up a little bit tighter, and I can adjust the tension on the actual pull strap by these screws. So if I just do these up a fraction tighter, and I just lift that up a hair like so, when I pull that through now, it's not actually moving, it's nice and tight. I can do that up even tighter if I wanted to. So now I'll get this strap, I'll fold it over and get our pull tab all sorted, and then we can mount that up and it should be good to go. So I'll let you know what length I use for this on the actual strap. Obviously I want it to come out of the door be flush, the panel be flush against here, so we still wanted a decent amount. So even if we just make it, I don't know, that much, so I can fit my big hands in there, and then I'll put an eyelet at the end of it, and then hook the wire up, and it most likely will be good to go, we hope. So that's the plan anyway. So I'll get this done, we'll feed it through, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so the strap I measured out at about 40 centimeters long. So we fold it over, and what we do is we just stick it on the ground, and we've got a punch here. Now, the punch doesn't go all the way through this webbing because it is nylon. This is usually made for things like leather, things like that. So what we do is we just put it in there where we want our eyelet to go. So we make sure the lengths are even. What I did do is when I cut it, it was a bit frayed again, so I just singed it and melted it, which tidied up those edges so they're nice and neat. Put it down when we've got them even. Put it where we want to put our eyelet, which is pretty much right in the middle. I guess probably 15, yeah, about 10 mil, 15 mil from the end. And we just just hold it there. Get our hammer. I know this is not the right hammer, but hey, it gets the job done. Your rotator refraction. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but on each one, it's actually put a bit of a circle. So what we can do then is we'll go and get a bit of timber, do the same thing. It'll then indent that even further, and we just get a pair of scissors, just cut that circle out. Then we can put our little eyelet in there with the eyelet tool and get that done. So I'll go cut these circles out now, these holes out, and then we can put the eyelet on. All right, holes are cut. You can see there's a bit of fraying there on both of them, but if we just get our lighter, we'll be able to tidy these up really quickly if you just watch carefully. Just a quick little jab like that, melts them, makes them nice and round, nice and strong. And I'll just do one on this side, like so. I'll come down to this end. Flip it over. Don't want to do it too much because it actually melts the nylon polyester webbing and actually shrinks it, which is probably not too bad because it actually makes it a little bit stronger. I'll just do it this side. Like that. So it's good. So now that's done, we get our eyelet punch here. Now I wish I could get you a little bit closer. Essentially it's just a punch there. You put your eyelet on top, so your little eyelet, whoop, put that on top. You fold your strap over so it's in so you have both holes going over it, and you put it's a little thin piece, so this is the same eyelet, same kind of eyelet, but it's pretty much the eyelet without that bit that sticks out. Put it over it, then you get your setter, put that on top, hammer it nice and tight, and it'll put in there nicely. So I'll just go get the other piece, and we'll get that in. Alright. So one over the hole, other one over the hole, which is perfect. Put that over. So what you're left with is a situation like that. So the one goes through, put it over the top, you get your set, put it in there, and then hammer it down, and she'll make it nice and tight on both of them. You rotate it a fraction, rotate it again, pull it out. What you're left with is a nice eyelet on both sides that then we can hook our cable to. Nice and strong. Pull it. And then that will then feed through the door card. You can grab onto. So next thing we'll do is we'll cut the cable and then make a loop, put a swage on there, swage it up, and she'll be ready to go. So we've got our cable here. Now I've just unplugged it from the white clip down there. Got our strap, so it'll go along there like so, out behind this part here. So what I'll do is I'll just feed this swage on first, like so. Put the cable through, and feed it back through the swage. If you can get it right to the end of the pull tab, that'd be brilliant. Like so. So it's on there, pretty much right on there. I could probably tighten it up a fraction more. Like so. Now it's a bit too long there, but I want to move this back. So what I can do then is pull this swage off. Move this down to the desired length where I want it, which is probably about right. I'd say right there, like that. We feed this back through the swage, so you probably can't see half of this. Probably would make this easier if you took the carabiner clip off the actual door latch, but we didn't, so this is what we're going to do. It shouldn't be too bad there. Come out like that. Yep, so what I'll do is I'll just tighten this swage up there, swage it in, and then run it behind this clamp, this strap, and we should be good to go. Alright, strap's done. We'll just put it into our, if you look over here, there's a little white clip. So it lines up with there. We'll just undo this hair. Like so. Now the reason why we've got washers in there is just to really hold those screws and the webbing down. We'll feed it behind like so. So it sits there. The tab will come out like that, which will be absolutely perfect. Do these screws up. Just lift this up here so it doesn't get underneath that washer. Alright, now pull tab is now complete, so it now open the door, so it'll then come out of the door card like this. Alright, and what I'll do is I've got a little, when I put the door card in, I've got a little rectangle piece of plastic like almost like a plastic grommet I'm going to put in there, which this will then come out through that. So when you go to get out, just open that. If the webbing ever breaks, you got a whole bunch, 50 meters of it to then try and fix it with. So that's going to absolutely be absolutely fantastic. I'm really stoked with the way that's come out. Even the spring load on the actual latch pulls it back really nicely. So we'll try that out and see how it works out. Alright, so we're in the car. It's probably a bit echoey, but you can see the pull tab here, so it'll be sticking out like that. I might even try and put a bit of Velcro or something when we're driving so it just sits up against the door card or something, but to get out, all you do is pull that, and away she goes. So it's fairly well in there, it's locked. Can't open the door. Just pull this, use your elbow, push it open, and there we go. That was not me farting, that was my phone on top of the roof vibrating. So if you heard it, one more time, pull, there you go. So it'll look even better now when the door cards go on. The new door cards I'm going to put in, when they go on, it'll be lovely. So I'll get the other side done now, and then it'll be time for bed. Alright guys, super easy this one. Once you get the actual, the first one done, which is along here. Alright, so we've just got the pull tab. I was concerned the cable would actually rub against its edge, but it's actually not. It's lovely sitting out there. Works an absolute treat. Once I got that one done, because I was filming and getting it all set up, it probably took me about 45 minutes. Come along to the other side, it took me 10. Okay, it's just as nice. This clip here actually is broken off, so it sits up there still nicely. Both look absolutely great. It'll be awesome when the door panels go on, which I've got sitting just there behind that piece of cardboard. That'll be the next project. But I'm stoked to have that one done now. I've got actual handles inside the car if I'm in there and driving the car outside or inside. I don't have to wind down the window to get in and out. I can just pull the tab, get out, and away we go. So I'll leave it there. Only a short one tonight because not much was going on. It was quite easy. I need to turn these lights off because I've got, I don't know if you can see all the bugs all over the roof from the fluoro lights. So we'll leave it there. I'll see you again hopefully very, very shortly. We've got school holidays coming up. We'll get these the door cards done, and we'll sand back the body filler on those spots, make it nice and smooth. And then once we get those door cards on, I can then just cut out a little hole to put the little plastic plugs in there to put the pull tabs through to make it look schmick. So door cards be a big one. I've been looking at different ways to do it and how I wanted to get it done, and this type of door card that I was looking at doing. I think I found a way that I can get it done easily. It just involves making a bit of a pattern. And then, yeah, we'll go through that process. We'll get the door cards done and then we can move on to whatever is next on this build, which is really enjoyable so far. So If you haven't already, give us a like. Subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. And I'll see you very soon. Cheers, guys. See ya.